The heroes found themselves face to face with what can only now be called a recurring villain. Though tropish, the worm that walks, Volok Azrene, was anything but typical. Facing a whole new set of surface dwellers, the once drow gave time and way for parley, questioning the motives of the heroes and expressing their misunderstanding of what true sacrifice is. Reaching to the golem and retrieving the ochre lens from its grasp, the heroes now had two quarries in one. When the fray started, the risk was high, but the clever use of Barrel's druidic magics cut Volok off from the rest of the room, leaving only the clay golem to deal with. Further cleverness from all the heroes combined saw to its swift defeat, leaving them to discuss what to do with the trapped Volok. Soon after discovering that Volok had indeed escaped this would-be prison, he had still left a sloppy trail, leading the heroes straight to a remarkably well-hidden secret door.
Now, I don't mind tooting my own horn once in a while.
Do it in private, for God's sake.
And I have always been, for as long as I can remember, a rather good speller. Didn't enter any spelling bees, but very seldom. I don't think we had spelling bees in my hometown when I was growing up, so I don't think it was a thing.
I won mine.
Did you? Yeah. I don't think one ever actually happened around me. they were something you heard from the American television networks.
Ugh.
But yeah, I've always been a good speller, even when I was young. But you know, there's some words, as we all know, that are very tricky, that will trip nearly anyone up. I'll give you an example of one that's kind of fun. One of the most miscommon, I can spell them, but I can't say them out loud. One of the most common misspelt words in the English language is cemetery. Does anyone know why?
Because it's all E's and no A's.
Exactly. It's all E's and no A's. Why? Who knows? It's just one of those odd ones out. One that always trips me up is separate. I can never get my head around whether it's a PE or a PA. I'm pretty sure it's a PA. It's a separate, not a separate, but, you know, it still trips me up all the time. I heavily lean on autocorrect for that one. And I was talking to a friend of mine not that long ago about this. She was struggling with a bunch of words, and we started going on this like laundry list of words that trip you up all the time. Like accommodate. How many C's and how many M's? Necessary. That one screws me up sometimes too.
Oh yeah, necessary will catch me.
Yeah. Curious of any particular examples that gets you guys.
Yeah, the EA one's really common. Like they're just such similar sounds. Like calendar usually gets me. Because it's CALENDAR, and I usually go ER.
Oh yeah.
But besides that, there's like always those tricky like sounds that just kind of, you know, blend together, like conscious and conscious, conscience and conscious and unconsciousness. And once you start fucking around with all those, I'm just like, just type it into.
You stole mine, necessary, and another big one that I have figured out now, but I couldn't do for a long time was restaurant.
Really? Yeah.
Yep.
Where's the AU? Yeah, is it? Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I feel
that makes sense. Yeah.
Mine was diarrhea for a long time, but then I just realized if I think diary first, then I remember, okay, the H comes after the R's. So.
Why are you spelling that so
How
often?
often you spelling that?
I'm in nursing. Like, I'm trying to become a nurse. It's more often than probably y'all, but it's enough.
Yeah, it's often enough.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Because even doesn't that one even depending on the spelling, or maybe there's only actually one spelling, but there's an O in it somewhere sometimes.
Yeah.
In diarrhea?
Yeah.
I think you're thinking of gonorrhea.
Yeah, in the English spelling.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's true in the UK spelling. It's
In the Queen's
but that's
English.
why doctors' handwritings are so shitty. They just fucking they give up halfway through diarrhea and they just scribble it.
D-I scribble, scribble, scribble.
I used to think I was really good at spelling, and then I started working with other people and realized that I am not. I'm actually horrendous at it, apparently. So that
You
that
and
was
I
an
have come
interesting turn phase for
across
me.
some really interesting ones over the years. I've encountered this.
Oh God, I'm so bad at it. Like it's actually like to the point where I've turned off my autocorrect to try and get better at it.
Oh yeah.
It's not working very well. Anything with an I and an E and they're together just fucking ruins me. Like that
Receive?
rhyme that they teach you in high school is just
Bullshit.
horseshit.
Well, it's wrong.
100%
It's
of the
wrong. But
time.
here's why. I think so. This is fascinating. If you are on any social medias, definitely follow the Merriam-Webster accounts, because I learned this from their. I don't have his Instagram account. And hell yeah.
Hooten Mifflin for life, bro.
The I before E except after C rule that we probably all learned growing up is not applicable to a whole bunch of words. We all know this. We learn this as we get older. But the reason the rule exists is it's only applicable to words that came from French. I before E except after C in words that originated from the French language. So it's probably, in one hand, kind of sensible that we did learn it here in Canada anyway, because we were meant to be, reasonably bilingual. But also, it's a really obvious failing of our educational system when you have a whole bunch of exceptions to the rule you're trying to drill into kids' heads.
Well, that's just fucking English. Like the Norman Conquest completely fucked us over, where there was Old English and then there was Latin and then the French conquered English, and then we haven't recovered since.
And that's not even the whole rhyme. It's not I before E except after C. It's I before E except after C except in neighbor and way. Like there's more to that phrase that we just don't get taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Which is another tricky one. I think a lot of people misspell weird at the first time they write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just fucking awful at spelling, and I'm just learning this in my 30s, and it's kind of a stark revelation for me. Like it's one of those things that I used to take a lot of pride in, and it's just like, nope. Turns out you've always just been shit at this.
Yeah, when I was editing one of the things or reading through one of the things that you asked me to read through, I was like, "This is a rough draft. I'm not going to go in on the spelling." Just like left it alone.
One of my favorite things about James's writing is that he doesn't always spell things wrong, but he used the wrong spelling for the right word. So whenever you type out the word capital, but you in like a capital letter, or a capital city, you write in OL like a capital building.
Oh, I've just given up on getting that one correct. It's always OL. Just fuck it. You'll get it.
That one's kind of bullshit anyways.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
agree.
Yeah.
A line away.
And I don't think I've ever pointed and went out to James that he was already like, yeah, no, I know. I've just given up.
Oh yeah. Yogurt is one that I spell real weird that people really get upset about it because I put an H in there, and people fucking hate that and try and get me on that all the time. I'm like, that's actually just how you spell it.
Yeah,
that's
the right one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just like armor with O-U-R. It's not O-R. Get the fuck out of here, America. It's O-U-R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, I have a really hard time removing the U's from those because whenever I write without the U, it just doesn't look right to me. Like that's usually how I catch if there's a word that's tripping me up. How I usually catch it is when I see it spelled out, my brain just goes, it's not right. I don't know. I got to find the correction, but I can tell it's not right for some reason. But that's one that always gets me. If it's not an O-U-R, it's annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah. Learn how to spell
I
neighbor.
refuse to do O-R.
All because fucking Noah Webster.
Yeah. I write favorite a lot I write for a couple of Americans. And when I write the word favorite, I always 100% of the time put the U in there because that's the correct fucking spelling of it. And they 100% of the time go back and change the spelling of it.
Do they?
Because it does the same thing to them. It just hitches their brain. They just like, oh, this is not correct, and it's
I bet
no,
their
just
spell
spell it the lazy
corrector.
way.
Their spelling corrector probably underlines it, and then they just right click and fix it so that there's no.
Nope.
No.
It's a Google Doc, and I added it to our dictionary.
Amazing. That's so funny. Well, they haven't fired you over it, so obviously it doesn't matter.
No. I'm pretty sure they don't give a shit, but just 100% of the time when I go review the notes, it's been corrected. Like it's always. It's fun.
That's so good.
But yeah, speaking of spells that save the day, how about that Wall of Stone?
Ooh,
Ayo.
baby.
It might be necessary to kill Volok.
Indeed. He's not very accommodating.
Weird.
We didn't touch on this, but we might be able to absorb some of his power.
Absorb. Oh yeah, Gabe, friend of the show, was the other day saying he had a hard time spelling the word absorption.
That's a good call, though.
It's a good one.
I hadn't really thought about it, and I don't know if I've ever spelt it before to have spelled it incorrectly, but I probably would have fucked that up.
Pokemon.
Let's see if he's in this neighboring room.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Pokemon's pretty easy to spell.
Prove it.
God damn it.
Where do the accents go?
Yeah.
Why are
The
the
accent
accents even
aigu,
there?
my friend.
Why are they even there? It's short for pocket monsters. Why is there an accent?
I've never seen you and the word Pokemon spelt in the same room.
Oh God.
You don't know what I do on the weekend.
Well, I think I'll go ahead and drop a hero point to Raphael for James for remembering that I had left a trail in the original room, and that's how you found a secret door. It had not occurred to me. It was very clever.
I call that looking at my notes.
Yep. Amazing. Yeah, you find a secret door. Nick finds the latch on it, cracks it open, and it leads to a little 10-foot wide hallway that goes north and bends to the east.
Real quick, Beryl just wants to like jiggle the knobs and see if any of these doors are locked.
I think Nick would hesitate upon seeing how easy it was to open that.
The doors in this room that Volok seemed to have escaped in or through are both locked.
Okay.
How many keys we got?
2.
Ooh.
And Harold would have used the keychain to see if he could have checked the locks in the room they were originally in the last fight.
Oh yeah, because you didn't check
and
those.
locked them behind them.
You checked the entrance door and it didn't. The keys didn't work. As far as I know, you didn't check the other 2 doors at all.
We did not.
I check.
They are unlocked.
Do they have keyholes?
Yes. In fact, I should tell you, all of the doors in this place look very like they're made of like iron. They are like vault doors. They are very sturdy, very heavy. Like they were meant to protect things, including the door you entered in.
If I can, I lock the doors behind us in that original room.
You can't.
Fine.
You don't.
Just close the wall of stone.
You don't have the keys to them.
Okay.
We could just close the wall of stone. The door knocker's still on it.
Yeah. We'll have to bust through to get, unless we want to wait till tomorrow to use it again, but sure.
Love it.
So you check the previous other doors if they're locked, but you're not investigating them. Is that right?
Sure. Quick listen.
And then quick listen. Yeah, no sounds.
Okay. Let's get hot on Volok's trail.
Okay, so you head through the secret door and turn around the bend in that hallway, and you find 2 double doors.
Avoiding notice, Harold works his way forward, then realizes he can't see shit.
Yeah. Real hard to avoid notice in this pool of light.
Harold, there's a door that way.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my light.
I'd like the idea of Beryl just tapping Harold on the shoulder and maybe just a quick little startle, like, oh God.
It came from so low.
So do we want to leave this path of egress open or not? Like, do we want to take the door knocker off and have to bust through a wall if we want to escape? Or should we leave it on?
I mean, you put the door knocker on one side. I don't think you could pull it off without being on that side. And
Oh, that's true.
closed.
Yeah, it's
You're
on
gonna separate yourselves.
on that side of the door. So it's there.
Oh, this is
It's not
his
a
way.
both sides door knocker, as far as I know.
This is his way.
No, that's fine.
Prove it.
Freeman is gonna fucking. We're gonna come back. Oh, there's no door knocker there.
Write it down. Put it in the
Oh,
notes.
we immediately go to town and buy 3 more.
Okay. Harold, now illuminated, will move forward towards the more northern door. Are they like double doors, like one door that opens swings, or is it 2 separate doors?
Oh, 2 separate doors.
Okay.
It's not a double-sized door. It's double doors.
Beryl will turn to Ruff. I thought there was supposed to be a guard here. One.
Sorry.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
James. That's like,
What an awful description.
That's
I
what
thought
I'm
it was
saying.
a stupid question. I'm sorry.
That's not a
I said it's
stupid
double
question.
doors. Is it one giant door?
No, is it 2 doors that connect to make essentially one entranceway, or 2 separate,
Which would be a double door.
which is called a double door,
Or is it 2 doors?
or is it 2 doors?
It's double
Your
doors.
answer was just yes.
No, you're all fucked up.
I don't know
We've
why
lost
that
Freeman.
got me.
It is-
James,
is
James's
one-
just
it is 2
reaction on the
doors
camera
and
was
1
like, what the
doorway.
fuck?
Beryl
You've
will
s-
just.
Scott, you've seen so many double doors.
But I've also
Same as
seen
them.
multiple times when 2 doors are one
And
entrance.
there's usually the map includes something that's obviously separating them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Suck it, Barn. That's it. I
Okay,
listened
what
to
do you
the
do?
stupid northern door.
Okay, you hear nothing.
Beryl will detect magic and turn to Ruff. I thought when there was 2 doors, there was supposed to be 2 guards. One that always tells the truth and one that always lies. What a letdown.
Maybe they're on the other side.
Oh, good. Get my hopes up. Get my hopes up. And she just taps her little metal feet on the ground. Tap, 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 tap. Just detecting magic on the doors as well.
Detect magic on the doors. No magic on the doors.
Anywhere in within 30 feet of me.
Yes, all along the other side of the doors.
Perfect. Yes, there is magical energies coming from the other side of the door.
Do you think it's a trap?
And Beryl just kind of shrugs, like, it could be a trap, it could be just magical lighting, it could be Varlic preparing a death ray right for you.
Do you know what type of magic it is?
Is it occult, primal, divine, arcane?
Oh yeah. Okay.
It just depends how high level your spell is, I suppose.
Oh, it is fully empowered.
It could be arcane or occult.
It could be arcane or occult. Chances are low that it is a fireball, if this makes you feel any better.
I suppose.
Nick would like to check the door for traps.
Sure.
31.
No traps.
I'm going to ready. Harold is going to ready an action to roll out of the way, and he's going to open this door. Yeah, that's right. I did it like
One
that.
of the 2 doors.
Bam. Oh, son of a bitch.
Did you want to describe what you see there, Scott?
And that's where we're going to call it.
It's such a piece of crap.
I knew you were gonna be mad. I knew it.
It's a stupid fucking teleportation circle.
It sure is. And this one's already activated.
God, quit edging me with this shit.
Oh, so good.
Volek lives to see another day.
It's a teleportation circle. Okay, so this will make it easier to get back to town.
Is there any magic I can do that would tell me where it was activated to last? Like these are
Yeah.
tied in pairs, aren't they?
No,
No.
they're all just interconnected. The thing is, they were all dormant, so they had to be awakened, and that's the ritual you guys all had. Because teleportation circle is too high of a ritual. I think it's a ritual level 7, so you wouldn't get that at like level 2. So you had to awaken circles that were already created. But yeah, they're all just interconnected. You just had to slowly reactivate them all. So you can just from here teleport to whatever ones are available.
But there's not like a subway map.
No.
There is. It's just so fucking complicated.
I've been watching season 4 of Umbrella Academy, and that's exactly what this makes me think of.
Harold turns around. God's damn it. It's a teleportation circle beyond this here door, and probably the other one to the south. Fucking double doors.
Okay.
That sounds like good news.
Anyways, while Volok had his chance and he took it, he escaped. That slippery little creature just keeps evading us.
It is not the worst if he does move. I can always put him in the wall, and then we can prepare to deal with him as we see fit at that time. But I think that we should just continue exploring these doors and see if there is anything else of use to us.
I don't know why, but my brain is telling me that this is an armory, and I genuinely cannot find where I got that from or if I just made that shit up.
Yeah, so this came up where I was wondering where the hell you got it from, and then you had it somewhere in your notes. It's not an armory. It seems to be some sort of vault, and you get that vibe from the doors as well. And you got that it happened when you were talking to the drow, and you brought it up, and I was like, how did you know that? Because that was part of the flashback that I did for the intro of chapter 9, but it was mentioned somewhere along the way. I think the drow actually had told you that Cora's father and sister were going to what they thought was a vault to find the secret that was subjugating the drow through the promise they made to Belcora, but they were killed along the way. So you feel like this is some kind of vault.
Right.
What is an armory if not a vault for weapons?
True, but a vault would hold more.
It's more of a library for weapons.
Yeah, there you go.
So Harold heads to the southern door.
Of course.
And inserts a key and attempts to unlock it.
Southern door.
Yep.
Attempts to unlock it.
Single door.
The key doesn't work.
You don't know if that door's single.
The other one?
You try the other key. Cha-chunk-gunk. It opens.
Ooh.
Southern door.
Looks like it's got a partner.
Boom.
I step in. It's an armory.
Believe it or not, a derelict armory. It's too good.
Sick.
When you said southern door, I was like, yes, this is all right. You find yourself on a sweet little derelict armory. Ancient weapon racks that collapsed over time, leaving many swords and spears and axes jumbled on the floor.
Thorough search.
There were dozens of weapons in this room that mostly have fallen away into disrepair and mold and
Rust.
what's the word? Not
Rust.
decomposed. What?
Rust.
Corroded.
Rust? Yeah, sure. That works. So corrosion. There you go. Erosion as well. Yeah, you do a thorough search around, and you do find a couple that stand out because magic has allowed them to stand the test of time. Most importantly, actually, let's go first with one it's actually not magical. It is the material it's made from. There is an adamantine warhammer.
Ooh.
Fuck this adventure for putting it 2 doors behind the goddamn golem. What the actual fuck?
You could have had an adamantine weapon, but Cam did ask to sell it. Sell the adamantine you acquired from the Shuln. So could have done your due diligence beforehand.
Let's play back the tape on that because I asked you if we could code it. And you said no.
I said you could create a weapon. You spent 5 days in town. And no one spoke up. So
I want to check the tape on that one, but all right.
It might have been in the Discord that I said it. I'm actually quite sure it was.
Roll
in the
back,
Discord
baby.
that I said it, but it's there. Because I forgot to look at it a while back, or for a while, but then I got to it eventually. There's also a +2 striking battle axe.
Oh.
And
Not
finally, there is a +2 resilient chain shirt.
Ooh.
Look at all this shit.
That making it a level 11 item, by the way, all up. +2 armor rune is no joke.
Nerd
that
jerk.
is huge.
I mean, it's a chain shirt. Somebody should just put it on. Like maybe Harold. Because Nick has +2, no?
Yep.
Can you wear metal, Scott? Like, is there anything against that? Like, I see you've got +2 hide, and I just was wondering if that was a flavor thing or mechanical thing.
Likes how it feels.
Flavor.
You should probably just put that chain shirt on.
The chain shirt would be fine for him. Yeah.
Sick.
The only thing that I had to double check it, but
He
I think the
won't
only thing
because
is that,
his dexterity mod is too low, so he won't get the most out of it.
There we go.
yeah, I think it's a side trade.
It is a side trade,
But if he were to increase if he was to increase his dex, he could get more out of it.
or he could just move the +2 rune to the hide.
To the hide. Oh yeah, to the hide too. Yeah.
Okay. How about this? Level up.
What about
Tell
it?
me more.
And then I do that.
Oh, okay. Well, you decide to trap Volok and not kill him, so no.
Okay, that's fair.
I still don't regret that decision.
Nope.
Okay, so we grab all the shit.
Yep, already
Okay,
done.
cool.
Kachunk opens another door to the east of the room that we were just in.
Oh, your key doesn't work. You grabbed the wrong one.
You should have.
Okay, the other
you
key
should have
works.
locked it then. Okay. I was like, you should have locked these then, Freeman.
Yeah. You open the door to the east, and you find a very interesting room. A room that is lined with shelves with several old books, various odds and ends. And in the center of the room is a dusty mechanism of copper and silver. It looks like it has a sort of base to it that would slot it into some sort of foundation. And it looks a little something like this.
Oh shit, it's the thing.
Like a lattice.
Indeed, it looks like some sort of lattice for the lenses.
My god.
Too bad fucking Volok took one of those.
I roll a 28 esoteric lore on this bitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It looks like it would fit into the center sort of pillar or foundation of the cupola of the lighthouse. And if you grab one of the lenses, you can see there's slots for it. Like each lens is a slightly different size. And so, yeah, you could fit the two you have into certain spots so that they kind of would have light directed through each one if they were all slotted.
Yeah, Ref doesn't do that.
Yeah, sure. You can eye it up and see that they would fit. Ruff, roll me an Abomination Vaults lore.
26.
This would have been one of Belcora's most protected vaults, holding her treasures and secrets of her past. The books that have been most recently shelved here are sort of research journals that seem to have been penned by Belcora while she was still alive. There is evidence of these books having been recently placed. A hero point to anyone who can wonder or remembers anything related to books being moved.
Yeah, that knight grabbed all the...
The Grave Knight,
Yeah.
came and
Yes.
fucked up.
Yeah. From the library room, yeah. A bunch of books were taken. A lot of these books are centuries old, of course. Careful magical preservation has kept them from falling apart. These journals describe many, 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 many topics.
Ruff is just going to start feeding them to Duffy. Like just all of them. Just removing every shred of knowledge he possibly can from this vault.
It's so dusty. Achoo! Achoo! Oh, how can I even sneeze? I don't even have a nasal canal. This is strange.
I am so sorry, Duffy, but we need to remove every tome here that we possibly can.
You know, I feel like
These
you don't
are-
respect me because you're telling me after you've shoved a bunch of things into my mouth.
That's where they go.
Yes, no, I understand, but it's nice to know why I'm being used before I'm being used.
I don't know that I would like the sentient bag. I'd prefer my bags to not talk back to me when I put things into them. Beryl says, just kind of winking at Duffy, just like as a joke.
He's just mean mugging you.
No,
He's like
sorry, Duffy.
the most adorable sackcloth bag, and his eyes are just squinting. By squinting, I mean he's got button eyes, and the sackcloth is like folded over the button
The furrowed
eyes.
brows, yeah. Just like- It's like, oh god, there's a gif of this, like where they have the happy eyes, they take them off, they put on the angry eyebrows.
Yeah,
Like, just,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's not happy. Not happy at all. But yeah, of course he will help. I don't know why you abuse him so.
It's just the bag that Ruff's wearing. Or does somebody else?
I'm a person.
Little column A, little column B.
Thorough search.
It could take a while to go through all of these books to find something of note. But yeah, you can thorough search.
Yeah, he's not going through them. He's just like glad handing them off the shelf. Like the last thing he wants is Belcor to have more knowledge, so he's just trying to pull it all back.
Okay.
And so he will explain why he's doing that to the rest of the crew and what these books are.
Okay. So there is a bulk limit to what Duffy can carry. So
we have a second spacious pouch. So
okay. Oh yeah. So you got lots of space. How much do those hold? How much bulk?
It's like, hang on. Let me go look at the Duffy is 50. The other one is 50. So 50 bulk.
Okay. So 50 books each, assuming nothing else in them. Well, I guess depends on the size of the book. Yeah. Well, I clear most of the room for sure.
Yeah. So his plan is to just take the teleportation circle up to the library and just start dumping them out for the
come back down
and have Augrail do the research.
Sure.
But it's very important to him that Belcora does not have this knowledge
access
at her fingertips. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I have sleeves of storage, so I can carry another 10 books. I don't know if anybody else has any other storage on them.
Well, let's just say if you make an earnest effort to do this, we already activated teleport circle, and while you're doing this, you want to thoroughly search there, Scott. You give me a perception check as you do.
23. Ugh.
Nothing is actually hidden, so it's just going to take you time. So what you find as you go is a ring with the symbol of an unblinking eye on it.
Evil eye.
And you also find another ring that is plain silver with an almost oily sheen. And you find a key where the head is shaped like a skull with moss coming out of its mouth.
Ooh, bitch.
We're in the end game now, friends.
Both of these rings are magical. If you would like to roll some checks.
So as Harold's searching, Ruff is just like ferrying this stuff up to the library and dumping these books in front of Augrail, and I guess Talford's still there.
Good. More books.
Anything you can find in here that relates to any of her current goals or how this lighthouse works is prudent information. And we would really appreciate both of your aid in the researching of this.
Of course.
And Talford will just pick up a book and start leafing through it.
Yeah, so mechanically I want them to research for us while we're exploring the rest of the vaults, those books, if there's anything to be found or gleaned, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One point of order before I forget. We should move the lattice potentially up to Augrail for safekeeping.
The image looked really big, so I wasn't sure we could actually move it.
It's kind of bulky, I think. Let me just double check its bulk. It's 2 bulk, but it is hand holdable in one hand.
Okay. I mean, Nick could carry that up.
There you go.
Or should we destroy it?
We might yet need this. Use her weapons against her.
I trust your instincts, but I would sleep better knowing it is destroyed. But I will say no more on this point. You are right. We may need it.
I got a 37 to identify something you asked for.
Yeah. Anyone else rolling further rings as well? Just get it out of the way.
25. Poo roll.
Well, it works for one of them, and the 37 works more than enough for both. So I'll give you both, no problem. I might have done this. I don't know. For some reason, one of these rings has amulet in the description crossed out and then ring written next to it. I don't remember doing that, but It is normally it's an amulet of the occult, I think. Tulok had one, but this is the greater version. It doesn't really matter, I guess, amulet or ring. But yeah, it's a +2 item bonus to occult checks. And you can cast guidance cantrip as an occult innate spell. It also comes with a 10-minute cast a spell option once a day where you can do 4th level dream message.
Does Beryl have an amulet? Because Ruff already has one.
Beryl has nothing in occultism, so worthless to her.
Yeah, you're second highest.
Untrained improvisation. Let's go.
What do you have? I got +14.
Oh, do you? It's not listed at the. Oh my God, your skills are so high.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the party sheet, and like it ends at 5, which is 16. So okay, yeah. I mean, if Harold doesn't have anything in his amulet slot, absolutely.
I do not.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no slots. It's ring amulet. It just takes up an investment slot if you have room.
I am under the impression that that's not the case for rings and amulets and belts and stuff like that. That you can only wear a certain amount. But
Yeah, I mean, you could wear multiple rings. I don't see why you couldn't wear multiple amulets. You can't wear multiple gloves and boots at the same time. That's for sure. You can't wear 2 hats and get the same effect. But
We've never been in a Canadian winter.
as far as you know, there's no rules to 1 ring per hand or anything like that. And generally speaking, your amulets and your rings don't really have beefy effects like your boots and your gloves would. So it's probably okay.
maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Speaking of which, the other ring is a Ring of Lies, which gives you a +2 item bonus to deception checks, and also gives you a once per day action, 2-action activate called Sweeten Lies. Where you snap your fingers on the hand that you're wearing it, and the ring casts honeyed words with no visual manifestations of the spell being cast. So, in a way, not strictly speaking, but in a way, it gives it the subtle trait.
I wouldn't hate that ring unless anybody else has designs on it.
Nope.
Thank you.
I'm more of a ring of telling the truth guy.
Son of a bitch.
Never mind. I don't have the room to invest in it.
I was say you got a lot of magic items, yeah.
Yeah. All magic items. The stupid tattoos take up 2 spaces.
Oh yeah, tattoos.
I mean, Nick would take it. His deception's pretty shit, but
I
have the room.
Yeah,
I'm only invested with 6.
I got +16 in deception, but I don't necessarily need it. So,
If you want it, it would help you more. If you have the room for it, you should take it.
I got the room.
It's in the stash.
Get lying, baby.
Okay, lie away.
I was just thinking about for like feints and stuff.
Yeah. Lie to me.
All right. As you do some searching around, you're delivering all these books. You leave Grail and some people to do some research. Taking some time. Duffy is able to help determine some books that would be more helpful, books that are related to, whether it's Nimbaloth or the Abomination Vaults or the Gauntlet itself or the lenses, or you probably find some books that were maybe originally in Volek's workshop on the surface, related to the construction of a lot of these things. And you're able to narrow down the pile, but it would still take quite a bit more time. Or you might want to pass some of these on to Morlabit, who is already studying these lenses for you, and is the first one to have mentioned the lattice to you as well, based on Telford's notes. Otherwise, you still have 2 more doors in this vault-like area if you want to explore, and you get a nice shiny new skull key.
Yeah, Ruff's a little afraid of that key.
We need to grab Nick's door knocker anyway, so let us go back the way we came and check those other doors.
Did we take the lattice up to the library?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Well, let us get going.
Hey. Boop.
Hero point.
Harold
No hero
hears
points,
Nick say this, and then he dream messages him, "Fuck you."
10 minutes later.
What a nightmare message. I guess we already checked if they were open, so there's not going to be any traps there. So,
yeah. Which one do you want to open first? Back in the clay golem room. Got a northern
To
one
the
and an
north.
eastern one.
to the north.
To the north?
Nick will open it.
You open the door to the north, and you find there are 3 iron chests, each a different size. There's a large, a medium, and a small that line the north wall. Otherwise, cobwebs.
Detect magic.
You detect no magic.
Check for traps on. You're going to need one on a time.
No, wait. Can we check for mimic?
Throw something at it. See if it sticks.
Just kobold breath them all.
Not a bad idea.
How many usages a day do you have?
No, actually, I forgot to roll on it, but it was 1d4 rounds after.
Oh, you can't
first
cast it
use.
for 1d4 rounds. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you could just kobold breath them and see what happens.
Sure.
They're iron chests. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You,
Okay.
Yeah. Nick just dry heaves rocks into the chests.
It's so dry down here.
It's like a chicken emptying their gizzard.
And the rocks just clang off the chests. Nothing happens.
Ruff, you've gone up in the cuteness. Nick, the dry heaving, that is not it.
I wasn't doing it for you.
I didn't say you were.
Still took you down a few notches.
Let's check for traps on the biggest chest.
Biggest chest. Okay.
23.
You detect no traps with a 23.
Let's try to open it.
You open it, and it is filled with silver coins.
It's a trap. They should have been gold.
If you were to take the time to count them, there are 8,000 silver coins.
Oh, geez, 800 gold.
Wow.
That's got to be heavy.
Adding it inside one of the containers. We don't need to, actually. Here, I'm adding it to the stash. Keep opening.
You're gonna need a cart to take this shit back to town.
Medium chest? Small chest?
To the medium chest.
Checking for traps?
Yes, 29.
You detect no traps.
Open the chest.
There are 500 pieces of gold.
Damn. And small chest.
Let's just retire.
Yeah. Seriously, fuck it. 24 for the trap
You
check.
detect no traps.
Let's open it.
There are 100 pieces of platinum.
Ooh.
Damn.
That's a lot of money, my friends.
For the record, every 1,000 pieces of coin is one bulk. If you have 1,999 coins, that's one bulk. But as soon as you get 2,000, it's 2 bulk.
Crazy.
So is that 2,300 gold we just found?
Yep.
Yeah, like 800 plus 500 plus 1,000. Is that right? Wait, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Not a
didn't
small
care.
amount.
Volk got away. There's another room. More treasure. Beryl kicks open the door with her metal legs. The dwarven instincts just catching
You
up.
kick open the metal door with your dwarven legs with such a large bang. You're like for half a second, you're half convinced that the devastation of this room was caused by you.
Oh, goodness.
'Cause
I should not get so excited.
The door is actually it is unlocked, but it's actually more difficult to open because it warped from the other side by what is obviously an explosion. But it seems to be an explosion from a long time ago.
Beryl will give a quick search, and 32.
Yeah, you look around and you don't see anything of value, and you would guess from your days growing up in a mining settlement that there were definitely some alchemical reactions at work in this room at some point. It was probably a storage for alchemical goods that at some point the shelves gave away, and there was some sort of chain reaction destroying anything of value in this room.
I remember this happening. Alchemical reagents, if not handled properly, can cause very, very catastrophic results. And she kind of just trails off, seeing the devastation and remembering some stuff that's a little heavy. The
wildfire.
Yeah. So it appears we've searched the entire compound. Perhaps where have we not searched here? Do we need to go take care of the
no, that seems to be it.
Yeah, and just Beryl's still thinking about the devastation in the mine. Yeah, go ahead.
Perhaps we go back around and see if this key with the skull perhaps could fit in those doors. The big black ones.
There is only one level left. And if any key is going to open it, I think that is going to be the one. Are we ready to go to the temple?
No, I would like to sleep. I am low on spells.
I'm not saying we gotta go in. I'm just saying we should figure it out.
Jangle the knob.
Yes. Okay. Here, you can hold on to the staff of healing. Here, you can take my medical tools. You take care of those things for yourself. I think that the dangerous doors, I would like to sit down for about 8 hours, slowly falling into a recline, and then sleep first.
I would be inclined to agree with Beryl on this. Perhaps we should just take a beat, rest in the library, see if the four of us and the Caligny and Augrael and Talfred can come up with any more information about the empty vaults. Take a night, rest, regain our stamina, and then perhaps we try the door. We do not know if this door can be relocked once locked.
All right.
Once unlocked.
Locked, unlocked, single door, double door, whatever you want.
I'm Ruff isn't hurting for spells. He's just somebody's gonna die on the next level. And he's 100% sure he's going to die on the next level, and he's also not 100% sure that he's ready for that right now. He's starting to enjoy his life. He's made friends again, you know. There's a dilemma inside of him, this urge to just head further down and deeper and solve this mystery and put this shit to bed.
Because that will be Ruff's end. He's quite sure.
Yeah, but what's left of Ruff is, you know, he likes hanging out with Harold and Beryl and Nick and Talfred and Augrael. He's been enjoying this return to life.
And as much as there's like a selfish side to it, which it totally makes sense, there's also like we discussed it before. One of the essences or the reasons the Shika exists is it is there to guide existence into the least chaotic and destructive end, but it will be a destructive end. It is trying to guide everything into the best ending that is possible, even though the ending will always be destruction. And so it almost makes sense for the Shika to have this desire to make sure every hole is plugged, to make sure every loose end is covered, to really clean up everything before you let the end come.
I appreciate you being open to a bit of a rest, Harold. I am having a bit of a dilemma, bringing the two lenses that we have into the belly of the beast, where we can only assume two more are waiting for us, the ochre and the obsidian. I do not know if we should be reuniting all four of them on Belcora's terms.
I ain't got no problem with that. I respect it, and I agree. So if I was just...
The question is, where do we put them? Who do we trust to leave them with? Augrael and Talfred are too close to the action. Morlabent is intelligent, but I doubt he has the skills required to protect these. Who do we know that can keep these safe while we finish what we need to do here? And he's asking Harold specifically because of his ties to Otari and their shared history, you know.
Besides, if we bring it to Morlabent, Kevin could get his hands on him.
Kevin.
I mean, perhaps...
Possible alternate archvillain.
Perhaps we just bring him straight to the Dawnflower. Well, maybe even we just bring him and we just give him a long saddle. That son of a bitch. He's a wily old dog, but... I mean, he'll guard him with his life.
Long saddle. I would be remiss if I did not ask Nick and Beryl if you had any objections or better suggestions.
I am not quite sure. I think that it would be best to just split the lenses between us. Belcora would need all three, so as long as one of them makes it out, it is not the end. But I have not been here this long. I would personally just hide it somewhere in the library, perhaps behind books, and we could go to town and fashion some lead to cover them to protect from scrying and other forms of magical detection. But the idea of leaving them in town for the townspeople to potentially be raided by somebody looking for these, it does not sit as well with me.
Wise counsel. What say you, Nick? What should we do with these dangerous artifacts?
I'd trust them with Longsaddle. I think the library, though it may be less obvious, has been shown to be an unsafe location. Longsaddle has been shown to be a trustworthy man, and one that may not be so ambitious as to turn these lenses against us. We have no good options, so maybe we should trust the town that we're trying to protect.
I would like to put lead over them regardless.
Yes, this is clever. What of your dragon friend, Nick? If anyone could keep them safe, perhaps we could commune with them.
That's an option. I'll be perfectly honest with you. He said, not being perfectly honest. I'm not sure I entirely trust this dragon's motivations anymore. Maybe that's my shifting motivations as well. Maybe I trust you more than I did, but I don't think we can rely on the dragon to protect the town, though we may be able to coax it into giving us some help.
Also, dragons typically do not like giving things back from their hoard once they have them, so...
Should we split the difference then? I hold on to the emerald, or one of us holds on to the emerald, and we leave the crimson with Longsaddle covered in lead.
I like this.
If that's what y'all want to do, that's fine with me.
Sounds prudent.
I genuinely have no idea here, Scott. So if you've got any suggestions, like if you want the red lens, tell me. Like I'll give it to you. I just don't think Ruff should have them both.
I don't want anything. If you think it's good to split them, then split them. If you think it's good to keep them in the same place, keep them in the same place. I just say get them the hell out of here.
Okay. I will return to Otari and leave the lenses with different individuals, but perhaps it is best that only one of us knows who they are. In case of advanced interrogation techniques. I genuinely have no idea how to accurately protect these. So I think Ruff is just gonna go to town by himself and give the Crimson Lens to Vandy and the Emerald Lens to Longsaddle, and have them cover them in lead, as per Beryl's suggestion. But the idea is that only he knows who has the lenses.
Yeah. So and I'll be perfectly clear too that you of course you don't know what to do because you're still waiting on more information. That's the whole point of Morlabent doing research. There's notes. So every time you've discovered a new lens or a new piece of the puzzle, shall we say, you go back and find more. It's a very cookie cutter thing I've set up. Now you have the fulcrum lattice.
Okay.
Go back and see if there's more information to gather. By all means, still do what you're doing because you're still unsure what to do. You want to, protect, the town from these dangerous things. I get it.
Okay,
but,
so here's what I'll do.
Follow the formula in case the formula wasn't obvious.
So he'll hand the Crimson Lens to Vandy because he doesn't want her having the healing lens because that's her whole bag, and he'll hand the Emerald Lens to Longsaddle because he doesn't want him to have the Rage Lens because that's kind of his old bag. Yeah. But he'll give the lattice to Morlabent.
Okay. All right. Is there a reason you called it old bag for Longsaddle?
Yeah, because he's an old bag. Weather worn.
Yeah. Okay, so you are heading back to town. You're doing these things. You're taking more time now. I've already fast forwarded the clock 3 hours for the whole book thing, and then some. How much more time are you now spending? You're going to rest in town. You're going to spend the night and everything. No,
he'll just do what he needs to do and then head back. He doesn't want to leave this too long.
Okay. So Morlabent will eagerly welcome you back into the shop. He says, "Oh, yes, my friend. Welcome. Always good to see you. You haven't seen Mr. Rawline, have you? He left a while ago, and I'm a little wary of him still wandering around town."
I have made contact with Rawline, and he is assisting us in the gauntlet. He is being watched by a friend of ours.
That poor friend. But you're keeping him busy?
With books.
Yes. One of the few things he seems to respect. What can I do for you, my friend?
We have found a piece of arcana that we need kept safe in relation to the lenses, and naturally we figured this might be a safe place for such an innocuous piece of equipment. And he'll pull out the lattice. And also to check in to see if you have unearthed any further information.
Oh, yes. This is the lattice I spoke of the last time we talked. The thing mentioned in the notes here. Though I have not fully understood its purpose, I can tell you that I discovered a little bit more about the third lens, as it were. The one of ochre color. A brownish orange, sort of a dusty, gritty thing it's described as. Even when you polish it, it seems to stay that way. There is a lassitude that is supposed to grip you and your emotions that are hard to sway. A sort of depression, as it were. It sort of overcomes you. Is quite the counterpoint, or perhaps something that is matching all of the emotions of these lenses so far to create a fuller spectrum. Should you hold this on your own, it can sink you into despair after some time. The power that it has would allow you to project said despair upon your opponents as well. And it seems to have a similar effect of passing its attributes upon a target or an enemy or another person, just like the others. Mechanically speaking, it gives you a once per day casting of Wave of Despair. And just like the other ones, it has this attack that you can make with it that would pass its invested effects upon you onto your target, just like the others. The invested effect specifically in this case is a resistance to mental 10 and a +2 status bonus versus emotion effects. One might realize that those are not things Volek would have been immune to.
Thank you, Morlabent. Your research has been invaluable, and this will certainly help in our next encounter.
I must say, this lattice is a very curious thing. It's so simple in its design, though masterfully crafted, no doubt. It is obvious that the lenses would fit into each of these slots. There is a different size for each, but they would be set so that a light could be cast through them. But of course, no ordinary light would do the trick. It would have to be the light of the Gauntlight, that fell and evil necromantic essence. It's obvious that if this were to be put at the top of the Gauntlight, in its cupola, with all of these lenses, Belcora would easily be able to enact her revenge in monstrous ways at great distances. However, the individual effects of these lenses, there was something about it, something about them and this lattice. They are capable of affecting an individual. They are not just designed, or perhaps it is a side effect of their design, that they can target a single thing as much as a wider area. What the focus of these lenses might do chills me to my bone, but perhaps it is a hidden key to our goal. Ruff, you're in town alone for this? Just out of curiosity?
Yep.
Everyone else is in the library. Augrael is wandering around doing research with you all, and, Talford's doing his rounds. A couple of the Caligni are helping with busy work, cleaning up the place, keeping it organized. It's a bit of a disarray, especially since Rawline arrived. And Augrael, going through the books, points out something to whoever is nearby and says,
I've noticed something here. The power of these vaults. What seems to be below what Raphael described to you all about this place from so long ago, from ages past. There is a power to what is at the base of this place, of what Belcora built here. Something that holds binding power, I think. Maybe not directly, but it put in mind something. Didn't you tell me the ghost of Otari was once seen again? I remember being told of him from before, found in his death place, bound to the site. This is a common thing for ghosts. In fact, I heard many stories from heroes fallen and present, of poltergeists and spirits bound. In fact, we had ones here in the library, of course. Normally you would not find so many, I think, bound to one place. Such a strong emotion requires it to stop you from pushing past death. And Belcora is a ghost. There's something about ghosts that's very, very important. Their business must be finished for them to be put to rest. How do you think you will finish Belcora's? Or will she just return when you defeat her?
That's it. We gotta take down Absalom.
Level the city.
razed to the ground.
Any thoughts?
I mean, best guess is Holy Magic threw all this shit, the lenses in the lattice at Belcora to undo the binding of the ghost, but that's all I got.
I have an extreme idea, and that is calling Nimbleoth to come fetch her soul.
Oof. Well, didn't Otari as a ghost like almost get destroyed at some point? Or am I misremembering?
No, his ghost did get destroyed at one point.
Yeah, so by the firing of the gauntlet. So if they're saying, if Morlabent just told us we can focus this on one person.
Wait, when did Otari's ghost get destroyed?
I'm trying to find that, but I was under the impression that
what happened the first time you ever saw Belcora was when you put all the icons on the altar on the 4th level and unlocked the ectoplasmic barrier. And that's when Belcora arrived and grabbed Otari by the neck and dragged him down through the altar.
All right, that's what I was thinking.
Pulling him with her. And this next time you saw him was a quick message to Lump, who had shown up where the original Otari trail was in the 2nd floor in like the bathroom that you had all once followed a long time ago. And then the 3rd time was when Raphael was saved by Azori's patron words.
right.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're going to be able to find a light that's not the gauntlet to shine through those lenses to be effective.
Yeah, in 105, Otari, Lump has the vision of Otari. She grows in power by the day. I am Otari, save me below.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to win.
You guys are on a great track. I love this. It's good. I've thrown a lot of at you just now to guide you in the right direction. And don't think you're in the wrong direction. You're getting there.
I told you Nimbleoth was involved. We got to get him.
So the question is,
let's all convert.
What do you do next? And yeah, you need more time for research. You could always do downtime and just do the research as well, or you can.
That's what I was going to say.
Keep trudging. It's just certainly an option.
What do we have that we can research in the library?
Well, the research things that I've done are all but finished. What you've already done the research on Nimbleoth, on Belcora. You know everything, most things about the Abomination Vaults. There's like flesh warping left to do. Don't need to do it. It is those notes, basically. Everything about these lenses and the lattice, that's the most important.
Let's go. I want to do it.
We do some research?
Yeah.
Some research. Okay. I'll ask for some checks this time around then. If you want to dig in, I will offer a +2 bonus to these checks though, because you are using the books from Belcora's Secret Vault. And if you study them for an hour, you get a +2 bonus on recall knowledge checks for this information.
Okay.
That is written into the adventure. I think it's +2. We'll make it +2.
Fuck.
What do you got?
2 on the die for a 22.
Not great.
No, I guess I can do that one.
Okay.
Burnt the book.
That was an esoteric
Too many
lore.
books to go through.
I'm going to harness the power of the occult amulet or ring or whatever and roll occultism instead of esoteric lore.
The Ramulet?
Yeah. 28 with the amulet. Oh, no, that already includes it. 28 with the bonus. Shit.
Yeah, not great. Yeah. So far, you are just weeding out the books that don't apply. Talford's in there rolling a check, I see.
25. I didn't know if I was supposed to or not, but I was like,
sure,
whatever.
that's fine. Yeah, he's half asleep. He's sometimes reading his own thing.
Raph, did you bring more cigarettes back?
Probably some sort of occultish, sexual fan fiction.
This is trash.
Throws it on the ground.
I roll a 30 intimidate on one of these books. Give me all your goddamn info.
You yell at a pile of books, they fall over, and there's one book like standing there like an omen. You open it up, fuck, it's Infernal Braille. Can't read it.
Bitch.
Damn it.
If
Only we had invested.
Does Ruff do anything else before returning? And they're all researching now, so do you would join them or urge them on?
He'll definitely pick up a pack of darts and anything else we think we want from town, because we did just get a shit ton of loot. So if you want anything, I think 5th level or lower.
Yeah, I mean, we can place an order off because like that's a lot to go through right now, and it would be boring. But if you don't mind, we can do some shopping and place the order while we were doing this. Is that okay, Freeman?
Yep, sure.
Beryl got a 28 occultism.
Yeah, still sorting through it.
So, Harold, after intimidating books, is frustrated. And he's kind of just stalking around because he's not the smartest guy in the world. He's like, there's got to be something here. Something for us to figure out. And, you know, he's just getting frustrated and he kind of just knocks over a couple books. And one just catches his eye. And he pulls it out. And he rolls an esoteric lore natural 20.
Nice.
For a total of 40.
You open this book. There is no title on the front. No title on the spine. The first page is empty. The second page has a skull with moss in its mouth printed on it. The next page simply says, Secrets of the Ebon. You flip through the pages, and it seems to be written in some sort of cipher. Roll me something for a decipher writing check, which is usually society, but esoteric lore will do.
It's garbage. It doesn't make sense. He throws it in the fire. 24 with my -2.
You haven't figured out the cipher.
So he picks up the book and he walks over to his companions and Ogrel and even Talford over there and says, hey, come on now and take a look at this here. I think that I've got an idea that this book might be it, but it's all blurring together. I guess I just don't understand it.
Talford reaches a hand out, placing it on the book. And you see his eyes just rapidly start moving as he tries to decipher it, calling upon his feet strange script.
Oh, sick. What does that do?
Basically, if this wasn't written in code, and even if it was written in languages Talford didn't know, he would understand. But since it is written in a cipher, I get a +2 to the check for a circumstance bonus. And we roll.
Okay.
Rolls a natural 3, but does have a hero point. We're going to go ahead and use that. 30.
Oh, nice. This book seems to cover a lot of strange esoteric babble. It's actually difficult to, once you figure out the cipher and the code, you then have to sift through what seems to be a lot of deliberate nonsense. And as you're sifting through it and trying to get what is pointless out of the way, and pinpoint key words such as things surrounding the lenses, perhaps mentions of dread, of void, of bracken, and you piece together this bit of information, and it effectively describes that essences of Nimbaloth can in fact be extracted and inserted into using the proper magical crafting process, or a proper magical crafting process. And it seems to suggest that that process was certainly used in Volek's crafting of the lenses. Her very essence, the Dread God, is inserted into these lenses. And Nimbaloth is, as you know, a rather uncaring god. One that does not do anything for her followers, doesn't even grant them anything. Ignores them completely. Seemingly attacks at random. Lies in wait patiently for the right opportunity, for the barriers of the universe to slip well enough for her to kind of sneak through, sift through, and do what she does best, and scoop up many, 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 many souls and destroy them completely, as if they never existed. There were very few things that could draw her gaze directly. And her own essence, extracted, taken from her, and put somewhere else, if piled together in a strong enough way, placed somewhere, absolutely could bring her forth. It is up until this reading, this information you discover, that you thought Belcorra would simply devastate Absalom through mass death and draw her that way, because that's what she do. When the cataclysms happen, she comes in from the influx to the River of Souls. There's more to it. That would work, or it might work. But the essences of Nimbaloth herself in these lenses plays a part. These essences can affect an individual. These essences can all be placed into the same individual. And you will need all four to do it.
We are going to need all four lenses, but I believe that we can direct the energies of the outer god Nimbaloth to remove the Belcorra problem for us.
Oh, I see what we need to do. So we each need to have a lens. We each need to use the activate to push the essence into somebody else, into Belcorra, and draw Nimbaloth into to get her.
Or you could put them all into the lattice and have one person do it.
Yep.
Kevin.
I really like the idea of just doing
Care Bears?
No, fucking. Oh, well, that is part of it, but the
Captain
Earth,
Planet?
Wind. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, struggling so hard. I could not.
Yeah. Wonder quadruplets activate.
Yeah.
I want the heart lens.
Son of a bitch. So Cam, hero point.
Yeah.
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 Cam called it. Cam Hero Point. You properly called it. Yeah.
It kept pointing to like calling this god. Like there's so many like kind of foreshadowing, at least to me, like Nimbaloth is like way too close to this for a god. You know, like gods are supposed
for
to
an
be
uncaring god. A god
Yeah.
that doesn't care.
It's
Doesn't give a
just-
shit what's happening.
Yeah, it's just way too involved.
Yep. Absolutely. Everything surrounded this god for some reason as a but maybe it dawns on you all now that Belcora's intention was probably actually, because you guys all guessed why Belcora was obsessed with Nimbeloth a long time ago. And you were wrong. I don't know if you guys remember what the guesses were. I think I remember Scott specifically guessing something, but it could have been several of you. What do you all think now about Belcora's intentions towards Nimbeloth? Do you think she's a worshiper? Do you think something else? Why did she choose Nimbeloth?
Kinda honestly seems like convenience. Nimbeloth touched the world in this place, and she could use Nimbeloth, or thought she could use Nimbeloth as a weapon to extract her ire. So I think it might just be a crime.
That's
of
exactly it.
Yep.
She's a weapon to Belcora. And I think I remember Scott saying that he thought that she was trying to suck up to Belcora, to be the one that Belcora actually cares about. Doesn't seem that way anymore. Belcora's not stupid. She knows probably that Nimbeloth will not care, no matter what she does.
Sure, call me out in front of the class like just a big idiot.
Like I said, it's maybe Scott. I don't remember. Okay, I guess Scott's confirming it was Scott.
It's like high school all over again.
Meanwhile, the other thing that really stands out, and that maybe this is less for the characters and more for some of the players here, is that Talford very willingly shares all this information with you using his expertise. A very helping hand all of a sudden. In his half sleepwalking state.
It's 1.4.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of, like, in my head, it was a mixture of Talford is sleepy and also like It's Always Sunny. Well, the gravity of my situation just set in and just like, this is no longer a fun and game adventure. Like, it's, oh boy, this is
cool information. This is really happening and it's really dangerous.
There is a god directly involved. Like,
things are bad.
Yeah. An outer god, no less. Yeah. I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but the whole falling asleep thing from that bonus couple episodes that was really annoying, and his sleepwalking state, it comes from a rebuild of Talford. He has a sleepwalker dedication archetype.
Yeah.
So it's actually all part of the whole thing, part of his build.
Awesome.
Because he couldn't sleep. He's having a hard time sleeping because he's been chased, and then he wants to continue reading books. He's always stayed up. So it's just like, it's a calculated change in how he does his business. And perhaps as all of this information sinks in and you have a much closer idea of what the goal is, how the puzzle pieces fit together, what it is you need to do, the next step is to go find out how you can pull it off. And you all level up.
Oh, shit, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Double fucking digits.
We will call it there. You are level 10, and you are ready to take on the final level of the Abomination Vaults.
Barn.
Wild.
Considering I didn't think we were going to have characters after last time.
Yep. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.